Oh, so welcome everyone to another Rewire class. Today it's a very, very, very special one. We've been preparing for it for the past 2 weeks. But as you know, we're about to enter to a very special weekend Shabbat that um, represent the revealment of the 72 names of God, of the Creator. And it's parallel to the 7th day of Pesach. That's the actual timeline. But we know that the yearly timeline doesn't go parallel completely to the weekly readings. So sometimes we read about Pesach, but we know that Pesach will take place only in a couple of months from now. So now we read about the 7th day of Pesach, but we know again that it's going to be just in April. Okay, so the reading of the scroll is not necessarily in parallel timeline to the actual yearly windows in time. Okay, so it's very, very exciting. There are so many secrets that we already been learned. Today we're going to go a little bit more deeper, different angles, but necessarily to understand. In general, the portion of Beshalach holds tremendous secrets, tremendous secrets. So there is a secret of prosperity. The portion of the manna actually is there. Like this is the first time that the Israelites received an holy food that contained all the nutrition, that has no side effects, that has no uh, shells of negativity to it. It was pure, pure nutrition, soul nutrition. Therefore, of course, the body was receiving its nutrition also. We have also what we call the war with Amalek, that happened after the crossing of the Red Sea. So what Amalek represent is actually a sections that we get into the upcoming holiday, which is Purim. So beside all this journey of the Israelite, it's taken us to many, many secrets and understanding that we will try to touch upon today. So what is the secret of what's really happened before the crossing, during the crossing of the Red Sea? And what did it serve? So when you go back to the teaching of the Rav said, you know, whatever happened before, where people were doubtful and they were in the midst of negativity and they went almost to gate of no return, also happened after the crossing of the Red Sea, when they were filled with doubt, where they complaining constantly, where they actually were defeated and powerless. So what was the purpose then? I mean, if the purpose was to see such a great miracle, and when we see miracles, do we really remember them long term, or there is some kind of energy that causing us to forget about what happened in the past? Yeah, we know that part of our reality is what we call forgetfulness. Yeah, short memory, we call it. Short memory, meaning that no matter how much good, we've been treated and kindness, it seems to be that we forget because the lack of the reality that we feeling, experiencing right now is more overwhelming than remembering all the good that we have in the past. So it's a huge, huge lesson. It's a lesson. That's the reason it says, remember whatever Amalek did to you, which is the forces of doubt, the forces of confusion, the forces of negativity. Remember, and the Torah said, don't forget. Remember, don't forget. It's like, I know that you won't remember, but don't forget. It's like a double reminder for us, knowing that this is our tendency. Our tendency, unfortunately, is not really to appreciate all the goodness that's been given to us, all the merciful and compassion that came to us from the light, all the miracles that we see. This is something that we really, a force that we need to fight against constantly. The forces of doubt, the forces of confusion, the forces of Amalek. So they kicked in before the miracle of the Red Sea, they kicked in after the miracle of the Red Sea, meaning that the miracle of the Red Sea, it's not necessarily what the Creator wanted to reveal to us. So, what was the actual reason for the crossing of the Red Sea to occur? That's a good question, don't you think? Anyone has an answer, by the way, from the crowd? So it's definitely to reveal to us that there is a window in time, that we can tap into something so beautiful and so powerful, and that we can engrave within ourselves and we can make a use of for the future. That's it. It was the technology of the 72 names. That was the purpose. The purpose is not the miracle. We always tend to look at the effect. It's like our teacher, the Rav, talked about the word miracle and says, what is miracle? Yeah, miracle is something out of the blue. Miracle is something amazing that happened to me out of nature. Miracle is something behind the logic. No, 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 no. All of that is just the effect of the miracle. Miracle is pretty much to run away from. It's to run away from. It means that I'm running away from something. What is this something? Probably it's the force of Amalek. Yeah? That I don't let that force really to become the one that controls me. That's the thing. If I'm able to run away from that force, the force of gravity, the force of confusion, the force of doubt, the force of negative thoughts, if I'm able to run away from it, the result, the reward is something that will happen out of the blue, something that will happen behind logic, something that's going to be miraculously good in my life. This is the point. We are always tend to want to have the effect. We're not never going to dig what is the real cause. So the real cause is that the Creator wants to introduce us to a force, a powerful force, which called Atika Kadisha. This is what we're going to discuss today. What is Atika Kadisha? So let's see. There we are. Okay, I'm going to read the English, the Hebrew, and someone who may can read the English for us. כדין כתיב ויאמר אדוני משה מה תצעק אליי ותענה בספרה דצניותה עלי דייקה בעתיקה תלה כולה בי שעתה יתגלה עתיקה קדישה וישתק אחר אהבה בכולו על מין עילאים כדין נראו בחולה יתנאם. So please read for us, someone who is there.
I can read for you, David.
Thanks.
Then it is written, and Hashem said to Moses, why do you cry to me? We learned in the hidden book that to me is exact, for it is the attribute of Zerampin, because it all depends upon Atika. At that moment, Atika Kadisha was revealed, goodwill was present in all the worlds above, and then the collective light shone.
Beautiful. So first let's talk about what does it mean to me, because we always pray for some kind of creator, the creator that we define according to understanding, the creator that we can access through how much we knowing the different attributes and the names of the creator. It says, Matitzakelai, it's referring to the word called Zeir Anpin, which is above Malchut. Yes, it's supernal reality. It's high. It's much above the logical mind. Great. But in order to create this enormous miracle, the Creator said, no, no, no. Don't. You cannot get the miracle that you're looking for in the state that you guys are at need to do mind over matter. There is a necessity really to defeat an enemy, huge enemy, all the shells of negativity that you all the Israelite brought from past lifetime, all the shells of negativity that you've been able really uh, to nurture in Egypt, those are running after you right now. All your karma is running after you right now. I allowed you to escape, but I cannot erase it for you. In order for you to erase it, you need to call an higher place, upon an higher place. An higher place above Zeir and Pin, it's called Atika Kadisha. It's related to the level of Keter in the Sefirot. It's related to the level of Keter, if not even touching above that. What does it mean? It means that this is the source of everything. When there is not a bit of any curtains, screen, negativity, fragmentation, it's the place of oneness. That's the only place when you connect to can bring and undo and bring you to a parallel universe where the ocean can split, where you can defeat your enemies, which is the klipot. It's not Egyptians that's running after you. It's really the narrow mind. It's the limited beliefs, all those things that we carry that we don't really understand, that the light force of the Creator, the light of Keter, is available constantly all the time. It's never changed. Meaning that the Rav Ashlag explained to us something simple and beautiful. If there is an endless, which the endless is inclusive of the entire process of correction, whatever it consists of, 15 billion years of creating the physical reality, another 7,000 years of humanity correction, whatever you call it, all those processes that been there that we know about and we don't know about, they're already inclusive in the endless. Do you agree? Yeah, because we know that nothing can be really here unless it is being projected from the upper worlds. It means that it's already included. So what the Rav Ashlag says, something very sophisticated and smart. So if we already have the reality of the endless, meaning that whatever processes that we're doing here must have been completed already. So if the endless exists, it means that the correction already core. If we exist, it means that we already experience the endless, and it's a cycle, it's an endless cycle pretty much. But what's it trying to tell us? That whatever I want in life, it's already mine. It's already mine, meaning that everything that I crave to, any desire that I already possessed in this reality, I have that desire only because I already had the fulfillment for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the desire for it. So if they had the desire to escape from the Egyptians and to be saved from the Egyptians, it means that it's already been done. And that's an approach that many speakers talk about without, of course, it's in the Wi-Fi. It's already been projected for generations, this type of energy. But people of spirituality throughout the world are coming to that conclusion that you cannot really ask to be successful. You cannot ask to achieve this or that. You need to live like you already that success. You need to experience the success and the feeling of that success or the feeling of that desire that you want because you already had it in the endless, my friends. We already had it. I know it's such a simple thing to say. It's not logical, of course, but it's so hard to live by because of the forces of Amalek, because of the forces of doubt, of confusion. And what if it's not really happening? can I really think about it and I will have it. When time kicks in, remember, time is mercy on one end, but time is also giving us the lack of patience on the other end. Meaning, time can serve to protect us from all the negativity that we've been done. That's the word of mercy, as we talked about in the other class. But time is also causing us to be delayed. Also the success is a bit delayed. But if we want to raise above time, space, and motion, we must draw that from Atika Kadisha. This is the place. This is the place above any sefirot, any processes. There is no process. So we know that all this timeline, it's called Pesach. Yeah. Exodus till the crossing of the Red Sea, it's the completion of that holiday, the 7th day. The 7th day, that's when it happened. It happened, as I said before, on Shabbat, which is the 7th day after Pesach. But what is Pesach? Pesach is skipping. It's the ability to skip. It's the ability to jump to an exponential growth, which I not necessarily deserve, as we know. The Israelites didn't deserve the Exodus. They didn't deserve to be taken out from slavery. First, they have no interest to get out of there. Second, they were in the midst, in the mud of so much negativity that it's impossible to get out of. Only the forces of the Creator that said, no, the game is not over. It must continue. I give another chance. That's what we all given. So it's not really because we deserve it. We earn this kind of miracles, this kind of revealment. It's more because we are bypassing time. We are bypassing space. We are bypassing motion. That's what it's about. That's what Pesach is about. To skip over. Very hard to say it. And harder even to live by it, isn't it? So that's what we all can connect to in this upcoming Shabbat. 25 hours that we should think no other than I want to connect to Atika Kadisha. I want to cross any boundaries that are holding back to believe that an existence of having much more, doing much more, expressing my soul in a way that is much and behind is not possible. This is the breakthrough I'm looking for, and I know that I have to demand it. It's something that have to be demanded. Moses demanded it. He shouted at the Creator, isn't it? Even though he was kind of the mouth of the Israelite, he knew already how to do that. He knew how to use the names. He possessed this kind of power already. That's the way he killed the Egyptian, just by looking at them. It was 40 years before that. He was just looking at the Egyptian, because this Egyptian had zero potential of growth there, disappear. He had that for himself. And he was the channel really to download it. It says that this is how he brought the 13 attributes of mercy. The 13 attributes of mercy that are connected and attached to Atika Kadisha. Atika means ancient. Kadisha means holy. The holy ancient. Okay? Let's connect to another verse. רבי יצחק אמר, בשעתה דקריבו ישראל ימה, קרא הקדוש ברוך הוא לממנה רבבה דעל ימה אמר, לבשעתה דעבדיתן על מה מנית לך על ימה בתנאי אלה ימה, די יבזה מימו מקמא בניי, אשתה מתה עדינה די יעברון בניי בגו ימה. ובתר מה כתיב, וישם הים לפנות הבוקר, וישוב הים לפנות הבוקר לאיתנו, מאי לאיתנו, לתנאו, דאבה לה בקודשה ברכו, וכד ברא על מה. Alan.
Rabbi Yitzchak said, when Israel approached the sea, the Holy One, blessed be he, called the minister who was appointed over the sea. He said to him, at the time that I made the world, I appointed you over the sea and conditioned the sea so that its water should split before my children. Now the time has arrived for my children to be passed in the midst of the sea, and afterwards it is written, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared. What is etano? The condition that it had with the Holy One, blessed be he, when he created the world, because etano, its strength, is spelled with the same letters as ten now, his condition.
Beautiful. So what is being said here, that, as the Israelite approaching the Red Sea, Creator tell Moses, take your stick, and with the name of God, you use that over the ocean is going to open. Now, the Midrash, which is the stories behind the scene, tell very beautiful stories about what happened, what occurred then. Very interesting. There is a lot of stories that tell about, this word that been lived. So first of all, when Moses wanted to do that, and to beat the ocean at that moment, the ocean actually refused. But in the same token, we see here that the Creator turned to the ocean and said, this is the time. One of the conditions, when I created you with your own power, with whatever you have, is the condition is that when my nation, the Israelite, my sons will be about to pass here, you will have to crack open and go against your nature. So the ocean, his minister, the opponent, are all joining together. Say, whoa, 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 what's going on here? You are breaking the rules? Well, what type of creator are you? So there is an argument that's going on here. What type of creator are you? What are you doing? You said everything's supposed to be according to cause and effect, yeah? How can you let the Israelite pass and you're going to drown the Egyptian? Why are you acting in that way upon those people? Why are you acting? Very reasonable argument, yeah? Both of them are down. Both of them are down in their consciousness. Both of them fail you. Why you prefer one over the other? Remember last week we said this is the reason why it was so difficult to do. But this argument actually says, listen, this is the condition that you were created. It might be the reason how you have the single opportunity to do something behind your nature. That's what the Creator is saying to the ocean. And of course, if you're not going to do that, I'm just going to void you from creation. So of course, the ocean could not say no. The opponent says, listen, let me show you Eov. Eov was a very, very negative person. So the Creator pointed on Eov and say, go and catch him, because he's a really bad guy. So we know that it's related to, and that's how we are all protected, while we must give something to the opponent, to the Creator, to give a piece to the opponent. The piece was Eov. Like we give a piece of the bread and we turn up. We always need to sacrifice something to the opponent so he can leave us alone, and then we're going to do the work of the light as it's supposed to be. Because judgments are everywhere. There are no perfection in this physical reality. Every righteous person falls. So the opponent is the one that's snitching about every person because he knows all the details. He knows that none of us perfect, but it's not about that. Here we have a proof of the entire nation that weren't worthy to receive anything, but the Creator made it happen to them. What is Eitano? Eitano, it's strength, as it says. Eitano also Na'o, in the reverse letters, is the condition. So why this word is like that? Strength versus condition. If we remember, if we gain strength, understanding that that's the condition for creation, we wouldn't beat ourselves up for all the mistakes that we did. We're just going to focus, knowing, the Creator is there. Everything, the job is done. The correction is done. I just want to tap into that. I'm already the success that I'm supposed to be. I'm already feeling that successful, even though I don't really see any proof for it around me. If we can live by this reality, I promise you, if we live by it enough time, we're going to start living a miraculous life where things going to happen out of the norm, out of logic, in a very positive way. The Rav Breinwein wrote a letter to the Rav, and he explained what truly happened there. What was the trigger? What was the catalyzer to cause this consciousness that they were able to tap to? Because they tapped to that consciousness. Otherwise, this miracle wouldn't happen. It says that it was a consciousness of Mesirut Nefesh. Mesirut Nefesh, it means that they came to the understanding that they want to cleave to the Creator by all means, no matter what, and they're willing to sacrifice anything from themselves. Anything. This is the consciousness that they got to. They understood that doing the work of the light is the most important thing. They understood that all what they are is to give out of themselves towards the purpose. This is the condition. How much do we live like that in our life, in our relationship, in our career, in our friendship, on how much we devoting to our spirituality in the spiritual work that we're doing? That's where we can find the reasons why we're not able to tap to that kind of energy. So it brings us backwards to what we said. If I feel that I already have it, so of course I'm going to be devoted by all means, no? But if I don't see the result of the things that happen, you say, okay, so you see, I tried, but I wasn't able to accomplish it. So let's try tomorrow. Let's take a break, start tomorrow. Total devotion, there is no stop, there is no doubt. I know the purpose, I'm completely certain about that. That's the level of certainty that they achieve that allows it to happen. So we need to think how we can climb the ladder in our total devotion to ourself, to our truth, to our authenticity. How can we connect to that? How we can connect to the uniqueness of our soul and focusing how really to just project it to others. This is devotion. Instead of all the different noises that coming and disturb us, that's distracting us from being totally devoted to what we're supposed to be in this world. So of course, the most important is my soul, is my spirituality. But doesn't mean that I cannot emphasize my soul, my spirituality through my relationships, through the people that I'm supposed to influence, through my career. Yeah, it's there. It's the same. It's just a vehicle to express the light feature inside of me. That's what it is. Mesirut nefesh. Next verse from Beshalach. All the verses that I read today are from the portion Beshalach. ועלדה לה לבאי לענש לבש למזונה מן יומה ליומה אחר עינה דלה לעכב יומה ליומה אחרה. הדר רכיב ויצא העם והולקטו דבר יום ויומו דייקה עבר מערב שבת לשבת כמה דוכמנה וכדין שתקח קודשה ברכו הוא מלא ברכן בכל יומה וכדין כתיב פותח את ידיך וגומר מהי רצון? היו רצון להשתכח מעתיקה קדישה ונפיק מן הרצון להשתכחה מזונה לחולה ומאן דשאיל מזונה בכל יומה ויומה ההוא יקרא ברע ממנה ברזד וגנה משתכחן ברכן לאלה. Helen?
Therefore, a person should not cook food on one day for another day in order not to leave over from one day to another. This is what is meant by, and the people shall go out and gather a certain portion every day. Every day is exact except on Shabbat Eve, for Shabbat, as we have established. Then the Holy One, blessed be He, is full of blessings every day. Then it is written, you open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. What is the desire? What is that particular desire that comes from Atika Kadisha, which is Keter, and a desire emanates from him that there shall be food available to all. And he who requests food every single day is called a faithful son, a son on account of whom blessings are prevalent above.
Okay, it's a beautiful verse with a lot of lessons within it, a lot of secrets. So the beginning says that a person should not cook food on one day for another day. It means that we are all in the consciousness of saving for a rainy day. We are always prepared for the worst to come. Unfortunately, because we are prepared for the worst to come, that's the reason it's usually happened. That's part of the laws of Murphy. So he said, if I have the certainty that whatever I have and whatever food I'm going to receive for today, should use it for today because tomorrow it's another day. So as it says here, I have to pray again. Blessed are those people that are asking constantly on a daily basis for the amount of energy, amount of light, and amount of sustenance for their lives. Those are the ones that bless. Of course, we have the special blessings that we do. It's called Poteach et Yadecha. We open in our hands. It says in that moment, you sustain, the Creator sustain everything, whatever you desire for. But it says that if I do it in the right way, then I know that my blessings are coming from Atika Kadisha. The manna came directly from Atika Kadisha. It didn't have any klipot attached to it. That's the reason they say they've been eating this food. They didn't need to go to the bathroom. It was the Joker food. Whatever you choose it to be, it is. Whatever you decide, whatever taste you wanted to connect to that food, it looked ugly. It looked like the porridge that they ate in the Matrix, yeah? You remember that in the movie? This porridge. So disgusting jelly thing. It looked like something shiny, kind of jelly and wetty. So people immediately say, oh, I don't know if we want to have that. But if they had the certainty, first it will get down on their tent very close to where they are. The people that didn't have any certainty, they had to go miles away just to look for it. And some of those people then, with lack of certainty, say, oh, we went so far, maybe we should take for another day. We keep it for tomorrow. What? We're going to make the effort again to go to seek for it. And what if we're not going to find it? It's the story of our life. Story of our life. I put things aside in the consciousness that, maybe tomorrow things not going to work. But it says that those people that kept it for the day after, it got rotten. It wasn't good anymore. Only the 2 portion went on Friday. Because, Shabbat, the 7th day, it's the day when there is no physical effort need to be taking place. So 2 portion were enough for Shabbat. It says here in this portion, two of them came on Friday. What's enough for Friday and Saturday all together? So the portion of the manna it's talk about, it's a very extensive, long chapter in this portion of Beshalach. I recommend to read all of it this week. It was a reading, one of the Kabbalists says that reading it today actually connects us to sustenance. But studying it, reading the entire segment, this entire chapter called the manna, very recommended to do this week. You can go online if you don't have the Zohar at home, but I really recommend that with the desire to understand what is Atika Kadisha. This amazing food of sustenance, blessed food that doesn't leave us with side effects, that we don't need to go to the bathroom later on because it was a bad food. They didn't go to the bathroom. They didn't need to go to the bathroom. It was pure energy. This is what we want. This is the feeling of what we want from life. This is the experience we want from the Creator. But there is no side effects. It's pure energy. The Rav explains that the letters of the 72 names of God, they are pure energy that cannot be manipulated by anyone. You cannot take them and use it for the other side. The negative side cannot abuse this intelligence. It's impossible. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? People can abuse money, people can abuse power, people can abuse control, relationship, whatever it is. But with the letters, with the names of the Creator, with the essence of the Creator, with the manna, there is no lie. We know also that a portion of it was kept in the Holy Ark for the memory of what happened, just to remember again. Few things were remain. Unfortunately, the Ark is concealed right now. We cannot really tap into it. Really, it's not there. It used to be in the Holy Temple. It's no longer there, but not by coincidence, it was requested from the Creator, please keep a portion of the manna there. So manna in Hebrew, it's man, and it's a miracle number. If it's in the word of Aramaic, it's called manna. It's 91. In Hebrew, it's 90, but it doesn't matter. And it's the same numerical number of the 72 names of God for sustenance. Samech Aleph Lamed. Which also the numerical number of the word Amen. The famous word Amen. What does it mean, Amen? Not yes, sir, yes, I believe in you. No, it's the ability really to download energy of sustenance that's coming from Atika. This is an amazing technology. Amazing technology of knowing that real Amen, it's not like I believe. It's I have total certainty, total devotion in the light force of the Creator. So Atika Kadisha is actually the place of oneness. And I want to share with you a segment that's coming from the Rav about what does it really mean, oneness, okay? So give me just a second, I will find this segment. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask right now. Why?
David, you're muted.
So someone asked the question again, what is Atika Kadisha? So it says like the literal translation of it is ancient holy. Yeah? The most ancient of all ancients means that it's predict, it's before anything else. That's the reason why it's so ancient. Pamela, you want to ask something?
Yes, hi David. So my question is around the part where you said that we're not allowed to, the Israelites are not allowed to get manna the following day. But doesn't that count for inefficiency or something like when we save for the rainy days? Isn't that also considered being good stewards of resources?
Yeah, you see, it really it depends what consciousness you connect to. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't have a saving account, but the question is why we are saving. What is it coming from? Fear? Is it coming from, I don't know what will happen tomorrow? Where is it coming from? You understand? This is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Because if it's going to serve some purpose to grow my kids, to send them to university, to get a house that I really want to, so many people that have this fear, usually they have the fear of giving also. So if I'm very good in saving, but I'm very bad in sharing the portion, like tithing, charity, it means that most likely it's coming from the wrong place. Is that making sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, I found this.
David, I wrote you a question in the chat.
So please say it.
Oh, okay. So just to clarify, so are you saying Atika Kadisha refers to the creator?
It is one of the closest aspects, because we know Keter is one of the closest vessels to the creator. Even though it's already manifestation of light, it's already a vessel. So Atika, it's coming from that place, Keter, which is the most exalted.
Okay, thank you so much. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Various names are what is referred to as the Shem HaKadosh, but they're not such a mystery. It's there for everyone to see. But as I said before, there is one requirement. There is one requirement. Now, if you will discuss these requirements with the establishment, they will give you a long list of requirements. I say all the requirement is love thy neighbor. No other requirement. Now, that's not a big order anymore, right? The only requirement is love thy neighbor. But as Hillel said, if you can achieve love thy neighbor without any of the mitzvot, it's right. He said that because the other 612 mitzvot are only there to bring you to a place. Only to bring you to a place. And if you've arrived, you've arrived. Only that the mitzvot are generally there to condition the individual to bring him to that point. But again, if you're really in that space, then you're not thinking of making use of these 72 letters for a negative human activity, because that's a prerequisite. So if you're in the right place at the right time, all of these various names, which are mentioned throughout the Zohar, can be used, and we illustrated several of them, which are very vital to our daily well-being. We can make use of them, and hopefully that we've really entered a new era of mind over matter, and we shall control our destiny. Good night.
So as the Rav shared with us, the secret is revealed when we talk about love the neighbor as yourself. Meaning that, can you tap to Atika Kadisha with still having resentment towards others? Impossible. My wife is calling me. In the phone and in the computer. She forgot that I'm having a class probably. Hope it's nothing urgent. So Atika Kadisha means that I'm supposed to get to a place through the 72 names of God that bring me to unconditional love, human dignity in minimum, the Rav said. Human dignity is the minimum, it's the lowest of unconditional love. It's lowest of after l'racha kamocha, love the neighbor as the self. That's the minimum required. But if most of the world will come to that place of at least human dignity, we probably will see a different world. When we going to achieve a true level of love the neighbors yourself, that this is actually the only precept that exists. The 612 others, they're just to lead us towards it. That's what it's about. This is where we're supposed to go. To the place of unconditional love. So that's a prerequisite for us to connect to Atika. Meditation, just to prepare ourselves to this amazing energy that is available for us. Are you ready? So we know that we have the opportunity, we have a cosmic opening that is available for us. It's a vortex that is opening itself to us this upcoming Shabbat. We all want to extract the most that we can. Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath in through our nose, inhaling light, pure oxygen, and releasing, exhaling all the stress of the day, clearing out our mind. And inhaling again from our nose, allowing certainty, light force of the Creator to enter into us. And exhaling that level of stress, uncertainty. And third, inhaling light, oxygen, energy of life, and exhaling. Your feet connecting to the ground, to the core of the universe, withdrawing energy through their Mother Earth. All this powerful planet. Energy starting to raise from our feet, making it rejuvenating the fingers, climbing up our legs, making every part, every tendon, every bone signal into life, streaming blood going up to my hips and the tremendous energy, my abdomen, chi, going through my spine, all the internal organs being electrified with life, revived, energized, heart opening up. All the organs are focused on serving one another, giving them, knowing their job. And then travel to my chest, towards my throat chakra, ability. And my face that was flowing. Eyes, ears, up to my personal where everything starts. all the energy enters to the body from the opening my third eye, crown chakra, to receive more. Putting myself in a safe place to my choice. If an ocean or river or snowy mountain painted in white, feeling very comfortable and relaxed, feel very connected to creation, and seeing, experiencing the light, every bit of nature, the sounds, the singing of the birds. Feel so tuned with the light. I feel so tuned with oneness. I understand that all the processes that I see, all the fragmentations that I see in life, are all linked together. Oneness. I might see a fragment of the totality, but I know that I'm part of my oneness. And with failure and mistake, they are designed just to allow me to experience another level of the Creator, another name of the Creator. I feel this oneness. I feel that I can draw Atika Kadisha. Drawing for Atika Kadisha means that I have total devotion and certainty in life, knowing that everything, every process already is completed in the endless. It's done. And I'm part of it. I completed it. Therefore, I want to feel that energy of completion, feeling all the success, things that I want to have. I want to be there. I am the success. I am healthy. I am creative. I am powerful. I am. Not I will. Not I'm asking for. Therefore, everything that comes out is more unconditional. State of oneness, state of the source of all sources. And see how it looks like. It's all around. It's feeling out the entire space where we dance. Truly living life, experiences, not judging experiences. They are what they are, just moments. Atika Kadisha. Charging there, I'm preparing myself. The cosmic opening will occur soon. I'm educating myself with this energy. I want to cherish it. I want to forget about it. I want to have this certainty throughout the year. Consciousness that I'm asking the Creator for whatever I need, whatever sustenance that I need, and it's coming on a daily basis. It's there. So I'm taking a deep breath in, allowing Atika Kadisha to immerse into my body, my organs, and exhale. And Atika Kadisha into me. Exhaling. And again, Atika Kadisha. Everything. Slowly coming back to here and now, energized, feeling much, much better than it was before.